What's up, guys? S to the Dark here. I got a gameplay here for you. I've already done this commentary once or twice, but I forgot to shut my window, so there's a lot of feedback in the background and background noises, whatever you want to call it. But this is going to be the second part to why money rules the world, and I'm just going to be explaining some other stuff, but a quick talk about the gameplay. It's me playing with the XPR 50, of course, and I'll always tell you if it isn't me, probably right off the bat in the video. I'll probably get some League of Legends gameplays that aren't going to be me because, still not very good at that game, and all the gameplays I do get, for some reason, don't seem to record correctly. It's really making me mad, but, what can you do? You gotta just try and try again, and hopefully stuff works. But this gameplay was actually done with no audio. I was listening to music, so it was pretty much actually the reverse of no audio. It was I guess a little bit distracting because of the music, but you never know. I end up doing pretty well, getting first place overall in the lobby, which is really weird for a sniper, especially with the XPR 50 on Nuketown. But essentially, I'm gonna just start in with topics on the basis of where you live and minimum wage and things like that, and how money is so evident and why it's so important and why it rules the world. Let's go back to the original roots of how things began in terms of currency and other things and things like that. I can't tell you the exact roots of currency, but I will we'll talk a little bit about what currency was used, or what you can classify as currency, which was really trading. But for example, early on, there wasn't really such thing as a dollar, a pound, a whatever you want to call it. There is a lot of trading being done. If you wanted something like silk, or if you wanted something like meat, you would trade something that you had, whether it be I don't know, silk, deer pelts, rabbit pelts, a little triple feed there. That was really nice. But whatever you'd be trading, it would have to be of importance to the person you would be selling to, because otherwise they wouldn't want your things, because there was no quote unquote, actually not quote unquote, there was no currency. So there was just trading, which earlier when I meant about currency, I just meant trading items. Sorry if that confused you. But essentially, that's what I meant is, when you're trading or doing things like that, there's a equal value in terms of what you do, unless the trading becomes very, very, very skewed, or the way it goes about is very skewed in terms of like what we're doing with China right now. If you notice, China makes a lot of products in the U.S. If you look at a lot of the things you buy, you'll see product bought in the U.S. or product in the U.S. or you'll see product of China or made in China, something along those lines. And you're way more likely to see made in China than made in US. The US makes a lot of industrial stuff, like, we make steel bowls, some things like that. Like where I work, all the machines that we work on are made in the United States, but those are all like big, huge mixers. They're things that you wouldn't really want to ship from China. But the things like little plastic toys, a lot of those things are done in sweatshops, things like that. And essentially what we're doing is, it's essentially the same thing, is we're trading money for really, really cheap labor. And because the U.S. has enough money, and we have enough money to get things shipped from China, because overall it's cheaper, we do it. And we do a lot of it. We do a lot of that, and it lowers jobs in the U.S. Lowering jobs in the U.S. also means that it lowers money in the U.S. Lowering the money in the U.S. means the economy is not as large, which means that, certain businesses, like those people that do get the money from, or do pay the people in China for the work to be done on their toys, those people pay a minimum amount, and they get profit. And, I totally could have had a quad feed here, and I just totally goof it up. Could have had that collat, but, doesn't work out that way. But, back to the trading part, is originally trading, you had to have something of equal value. So if the Indians had tobacco and I don't know what to call it, the settlers wanted, and they wanted it, they would have to trade something of value, whether it be blankets, something that, oh gosh, how did that not hit? whether it be blankets or something that they wanted. And nowadays we trade everything for money. So money is currency that is done that we get for either working or as gifts or find it on the floor. Money is pretty much everywhere. But excuse me, what I wanted to say was when we trade this currency, it makes us a little bit less valued. Like I feel like what we're doing is less valued just because if you think about it hard enough, we're not trading the things that we can provide to people for the things we want. We're trading quote unquote like credit. Like, oh, you have enough money to purchase this item, or you've worked enough hours to be able to purchase this item. All right, I'll allow you to purchase this item, and it's not a bad thing. It's been working for a really really long time, and it's continued to work. This guy's so stupid. Oh my god. But it's continued to work for a long time. And the only thing is, when you run into issues along the lines of, like in the U.S., if you're somebody like me who lives alone, has a roommate, stuff like that, then you run into problems with, are you getting paid enough at work, and are you getting enough hours? And these two things are extremely important because that is money. And money literally at this moment pretty much runs my life and what I do. And things like that. So you gotta think about it in the terms of I picked up this LMG. You know what the LMGs lately? I've been seeing so many of the LMGs. It's really 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 weird. But like I got my paycheck, spent money, stuff like that, and I didn't really spend it on anything that I really wanted. I've spent it on things that I've needed, like food, laundry, detergent, stuff like that, because that's necessary for me to continue living the way I want to live. And I might not need detergent, stuff like that. That should have been collateral, or maybe even a triple if that guy was lined up behind him, right? But it's money is a very big item, and it's ridiculous because if you got $1 million 5 or 6 years ago, you would be able to budget it correctly to live for the rest of your life. Like if you invested it, did certain things, you could budget it. And don't take my word extremely hard, but $1 million, you could pretty much live on that for a pretty long time. You might run out around 60 or 70, but if you budgeted correctly and didn't do really expensive living, you could live on that money for a really 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 long time. Because my spending in terms of monthly at maximum monthly can be about $400. So if I have $1 million and then you divide 400, because that's per month. If you divide 400 by 12, or multiply 400 by 12, that's how much about I'd be spending a year. And let's say I splurge a little bit, so let's just say 600. So if I multiply 600 times 12, then you get, I'm sorry, I can't get the math on me right now. You get a certain number, and that number would be how many years that you would be able to have the money. So continuing on that, you got to realize, well, what if they're investing? What if they're doing this? What if they're doing that? Then what do they pick up? What do they get from that? And in terms of investing, you can either lose your money or gain your money. And by that, you end up with some other problems. Is what if you lose your money in the stock market? What if you invested with the wrong thing? What if you gain money? Where's your budget go then? Do you spend more money and end up losing more money, or do you continue to budget the way you are? Money is a very 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 strong thing, and it's pretty ridiculous how much it runs what I do and what you do and what your parents do, for anybody who's watching. And by the way, that number came out to $7,200 if I were to spend it yearly. And then if we divide $1 million, sorry if you hear the clicking from my computer, but if you take $1 million and divide it by 7,200, $200, which I believe was my prior one, then you get about 138 years. So if you only spend about $8,000, you could live. No, look, it would even be more than that if you spend $10,000. So let's say we spend $10,000 and budget that just $10,000 a month, and we divide that by, or we take 1 million and divide it by that. We have 100 years. So if you spend $10,000 a month, which if my math is correct, then you should be fine. But thanks for watching, guys. It's been really ridiculous, but have a nice day, guys. I hope you enjoyed Money Rule in the World. Peace out, guys. See you guys later. Got some interesting information for you coming up soon. Bye.